For today's Elevate, we will be talking about breaking down academic silos and nurturing a culture of continuous learning in schools. To share their views, we have the privilege of being joined by a panel of distinguished experts, each with their own unique perspectives. Mr. Deepan Sir, Vice Chairman Sri Shakti International School at Coimbatore. He co-established Sri Shakti Institute of Engineering. His entrepreneurial journey started at an early age of 18, showcasing early leadership skills. Interestingly, he's also an avid long-distance cycle marathoner. Welcome you, sir.
Happy evening, ma'am, and thank you for the invitation.
I'd like to ask Deepan, sir, from your observation, how has the concept of continuous learning influenced the overall school culture? How has it been shaping attitudes? Has it been shaping behaviors among both students and educators?
Okay, so happy evening once again. So in terms of really looking at what has been the impact of continuous learning on the attitude of students, I would first take a step back and really be in a position to analyze why a teacher must first involve in the process of providing this continuous learning experience for our students. So with your permission, if I can share my screen and I can share my slides, it will be helpful. Could I share my slides?
Absolutely. So we'll just ensure you have access. Yes. Yes, sir. We can see the presentation.
So first, looking at why really we need to look at the continuous learning culture within the school, understanding that the DNA of a student has changed. What I would like to coin as DNA is digital nature and attitude of the student. The influence of the digital tools really made the world very, very flat. Gone are the days where the expertise, the knowledge is available only with the teacher within the classroom. And the edtech content that is in the digital space, including Extramarks, and there are many other edtech players now actively supported by the government of India. There are edtech companies which are publicly listed. There are companies that have billion-dollar valuations. There are edtech companies that even sponsor the Indian cricket team. So with such a wealth of money involved, the companies are in a position to bring out quality content onto the space. And last is the relationships that students are establishing with their own friends, with their own teachers and parents has drastically been affected by the onset of digital.
Right.
So this is the first component. Moving on to what nature has done, looking at what nature has done over the last 3 to 5 years, COVID, cyclones, and chaos created by competition, created by competitive examinations, population growth, especially in a country like India. I think we are here to, first of all, understand that the climate change is for real, because of which you are going to see temporary breaks being created and schools having a necessity to provide this continuous learning. So therefore, nature is going to start playing a much more greater role in the coming days in terms of being able to necessitate this continuous learning culture. Lastly, the attitude itself, whether we are exploring if it has changed or not, we need to first of all understand that our movies that are being, having an investment of 1,000 crores or generating 1,000 crores, media, all of this is actually not just in the process of changing the attitude, it has already changed the attitude of students in a very different way. If you take the movies that have been successful in the last year, these are movies that are primarily based on violence, on how one should actually be more aggressive to be able to find solutions for the problems that they face. And all of this put together, brings also a clarity to a student or an understanding to a student that one can also involve, especially in some of the movies that we are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Student walks into a class with a gun and attacks another student who's in the class, and this is something that we hear what has been happening in the U.S. But if it is being accepted as an influence in India, I think these are things that we need to take into consideration. But however, my last point here is that the student comes into the class strongly believing that the teacher has to involve in intrinsic motivational methods. We used to be having sticks, we used to be having harsh words, we used to be having, harsh penalties, but I think these are all motivational methods that are gone. Teachers need to realize that. Teachers need to realize that students are entering the classrooms by really looking at a teacher as more like a mentor and expecting the teacher to involve in providing intrinsic motivation. So I think these are all the factors that are fundamentally, shaping the need for making students involved in continuous learning. And by and large, we see that, year to year, the state government, local authorities have also started declaring a lot of holidays by insisting the stress factor in students. We're also seeing that government authorities come forward and say you need to declare 2 days, 2 weeks of holidays, etc. And all of this has actually brought down the number of working days within the school to around say 50 to 60% of the calendar year.
Right.
So all of this actually necessitates the need for continuous learning. And I think I can come back to giving some examples and what is the impact of continuous learning, but I would like to pass it back to the moderator.
Deepan sir, any new things that we have deployed at our school that you want to share with us?
I think by and large, also considering the parent as an important member of implementation at home, and considering the teacher as an important member of facilitating these technology implementation at the school. I think that's uh, the mindset with which I think we should look at any technology implementation for that matter. How much ever you are going to be able to invest in a gadget, the students will have excuse. Uh, you look at investing in a gadget, and then by the month of August, he's going to tell you that the touchscreen is not working. So, the end of the day, what matters is unless we continue to involve the parent and the teacher proactively in the process of any technology implementation, the true outcome is not going to be achieved. Now, whether you start with a simple Google Classroom project submission, or you go with any kind of a technology that probably a company like say Extramarks is going to come out with, anything for that matter, what ultimately matters is the true involvement and education of the implementation with the parent as well as the teacher. I think that is one mindset with which we need to start to look at any success.
Right.
Sir,
So
this particular point is very interesting.
we need to structure and prioritize professional developmental opportunities also for the teaching staff so that they're able to support continuous learning. Would love to hear your thoughts on how we are doing that in today's day and age. What are the kind of professional development we are providing to our teachers, which enables continuous learning for them as well, and in turn for the students?
I can chip in with the one practice
Yes.
that we have in SSIS International School. So each day, 8 a.m., we started this during COVID. It was such a wonderful practice, and we didn't want to let go. And I think for the last, 4 to 5 years, each day at around 8 a.m., we meet through Zoom. The entire teaching and admin faculty meet in the morning, 8 a.m. because it is convenient for faculty who are traveling on bus also to join in by having a headset, and it is convenient for me as an administrator to join from anywhere, for the principal also to join in, and for all the other teaching and even admin faculty. And we first start with a silent prayer and a motivation story, but then we quickly also complete a 5 minute instruction for the day. So from 8:10 to 8:30, 20 minutes each day, one faculty is allocated a topic, and the faculty needs to share the learning with hers or her peers. At times, we also bring in external faculty members, our alumni, to share his or her views. I think this is a continuous a process that is done. So in this, we make our mornings more powerful, we make our mornings more effective, and it sets the day in the positive direction at our school.
Deepan sir, your key takeaways for us.
I think the process of learning is like the process of painting. If the painting has to be beautiful, you need to involve in it continuously and complete it. You cannot afford to have scratches. You cannot afford to have, a flash of brilliance one after the other. You need to be involved in the process continuously, and learning is such a process. And true transformation is possible only when learning happens continuously and consistently. It allows us to step ahead of any challenges that can come in the future. So true transformation happens only through continuous and consistent learning.
Any school that builds on a culture of continuous learning will foster curiosity, critical thinking, creativity in students. Any school that promotes synergy between students, parents, and teachers is a must to truly break the academic silos. And adoption of technology is another a must-have. And lastly, thank you again for joining us on this roller coaster of wisdom. Until next time, keep dreaming big, laughing out, designing these career pathways like you're crafting a masterpiece. See you all in the future. It's definitely looking pretty awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.